What a difference a week makes for Daniel Jones, right? Last week at this time, we talked to Daniel Jones a week ago, and people are talking about, well, how long's the rope? You know, how much slack is he going to get? How many weeks does he get to establish himself as a winning quarterback in the NFL? Can this team go to the playoffs with Daniel Jones? All of those questions, and we feel like, to an extent, they were answered on Sunday in that 33-8 beatdown of the Miami Dolphins, where Daniel Jones led that offense to points on every single possession. That has not happened in the NFL going back to 1977. So I think that question, at least in the short term, was answered. And you can kind of feel it in Daniel Jones' mood and the way he's kind of dealing with the media. Seems like the same guy, but seems a little bit happier. Seems like a little bit of weight is off his shoulder. Here's Daniel Jones.
It's an aggressive defense scheme-wise. I think they want to bring pressure and heat you up, and then personnel is really good. They got good pass rushers, good guys in the secondary. So yeah, it's a strong group.
What was your offensive line's performance this past week? I mean, you knew what you were facing up front from Miami, and then what were your reflections on how they performed?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was outstanding, start to finish, in the pass game and the run game. Throughout, I thought they played at an extremely high level against a good front, like you said. You know, good edge rushers, good guys inside, and you know, protection was really solid all day. And then the run game, there was, you know, gaps for our guys to run through all day too. So yeah, hats off to them. They played a great game.
Daniel, Shane mentioned Tyler's feel for the game is one of the reasons why he's able to produce it at that level. How have you seen that kind of manifest over time?
I mean, I think he, you know, a lot of that's natural. I think he's had that since he got here in the spring. You know, I think you saw that, and just his feel for space on the field, where guys are, how to get open, looks that you might not always talk about or detail, you know, because you haven't seen him before, whatever the reason, and he can, you know, figure it out on the fly and seems to do the right thing most of the time. So I think a lot of that's natural, but yeah, he's just a good football player.
Dan, you guys did so many good things week one. How do you balance appreciating what happened last week, but also knowing it's still a long season left ahead here?
Yeah, I think, you know, we appreciate it and you know, look at it. You know, winning is hard in this league, and you have, you know, really a day to do that. And once we're at this point in the week on Wednesday, it's all about this, you know, this coming week and preparing to play our best game this weekend. So, you know, we know that. I think everyone on this team knows that. It's one game, and in the NFL, you know, it's a week-to-week league. You got to play well every week, and everyone here knows that. I think, you know, focus has been good today. We'll be ready to go.
Daniel, coming out of that game, what did you learn about how unselfish the weapons around you are?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I've said, we got a lot of guys who can make plays, and I think, you know, week to week, just the way games work out, some guys are going to get more touches than others, and, you know, I think that, you know, these guys want to win. You know, everyone on the field wants to win and, you know, wants to score points. So I think that's what's most important to all of us, and you know, you could see that on Sunday. But, you know, guys are going to get their chances as we get going, and you know, they know we have a lot of guys who can make plays too.
Daniel, what makes a good QB sneak? Shane mentioned that he might be like third all-time currently among active QBs or whatever, but like, what do you think is the key to getting that 1 yard punch?
Well, I think it starts with the guys up front moving, you know, moving guys out of the way. I think that's the biggest thing you're relying on is some space created from those guys, and thought, you know, they did a good job on Sunday with that. And then I think it's just recognizing the space in the front and where you can get through.
For you were the first quarterback this century to lead his team to points on every single drive in a game. Were you aware of that? And if so, what does that mean, you think, to you?
I mean, I've heard it since the game. I think it just speaks to our offense. I mean, the consistency of our execution. We were able to sustain drives. I think when you're doing that, you're throwing the ball efficiently. You got, you know, explosive plays. You're running the ball well. You're controlling the line of scrimmage. I think it's just a credit to that. You know, so I mean, I think that's certainly without a doubt an offensive stat, a group stat.
For you personally, though, how good does it feel to get this one game, you know, get this one game out of the way now? Now you can kind of focus in here. You know what you got from your offense. But for you personally, how good was it to get this one game out of the way?
Yeah, I mean, I think week one for everyone is, you're looking forward to it for a long time. I mean, since the end of the season, and certainly for me, since the end of, I didn't play at the end of last season, so it was a long time looking forward to this opportunity. And I think once you have that, you move on, and it's week to week. This is the NFL, so you've got to put that behind you and prepare this week. Learn from what you didn't do as well, improve on that going into this week. I think we're all kind of in that mindset.
Dan, you mentioned the playmakers around you. How specifically can you help them maximize what they can do after the catch, which you seem to do on Sunday? Is that just a timing thing, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, I think timing's critical. I think being on the same page a lot of times in zone coverage, it's where's the spot with the most separation, how to turn, how to get upfield. I think throwing the ball accurately and trying to give them chances to do that. I think all those things are key in when you're maximizing the run after catch plays. I think in man coverage, there's a lot of stuff on the move and keeping guys running, keeping their speed and giving them chances to do that.
And how big a part of Tyler's game is that specifically?
I think it's a really big part of it. I think you saw it in college. I think I think that awareness and instinct for people where they are, getting upfield, drop step, all that kind of stuff where there's extra yards hidden in there.
We talked so much about the offense and the success you guys had, but from a quarterback watching from afar the defense, what did that do for yourself and the guys around you knowing this defense has been able to deliver here like they did last week on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean that makes our job that much easier. When you have 2 turnovers in the first, I don't know how many plays they ran, but it was quick. We get short fields and opportunities to punch it in, and that makes a tremendous difference. I mean, our defense was stout all day and made a lot of big plays. So, it's on us to capitalize when they do that. So, as an offense, it's fun to see that, and you got to take advantage of it.
Daniel, a few of the guys have referred to you as dimes. Are you a fan of the nickname?
Well, I guess I've heard that for a little bit now, but it's not something I'll ever push or encourage myself. But I don't really care.
I mean, it sounds like a great T-shirt to me, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll make T-shirts.
There's Daniel Jones. A little bit more, I don't know whether he's more confident. I think maybe the people around him are a little bit more confident in asking questions that kind of lead him in that direction, maybe. I think Daniel Jones walked into this building feeling pretty good about who he is as a quarterback and his ability to lead this team to a winning season, maybe a trip to the playoffs. Who knows? We're getting way ahead of ourselves, aren't we? But Daniel Jones really kind of looks and feels more like a quarterback today. But I'm going to have to go back and look at the tape of last week and see if there's really any difference in Daniel Jones or if it's just in me.